The degeneracy of the hamlet is nothing, I fear, when compared to the condition of surrounding acres.
Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and we're back to Darkest Dungeon. And our last encounter with the Inchoate Flesh left us in somewhat of a bad way, particularly as regards our finances. So there's really not a whole lot I can do in the hamlet since we just barely have enough money to finance a mission. So, let's see. Traley and Bowen are not in a position to go on another quest, considering they're still recovering from their interactions with the Inchoate Flesh. Okay. So these are the quests, Shrieker's Perch and Shrieker's Prize, which were made possible by the, defeating the Shrieker recovers our lost trinkets. That I assume is trinkets that were left behind by, dead heroes. So, the thing is, these are champion level missions. We only have one actual champion level hero, and while we have a handful of level 4s, I'm not really confident in my ability to win a champion level mission with level 4 heroes. Besides, we're broke. So, one of the heroes we're bringing in is going to be the, what's she called? One of the heroes we're bringing in is going to be the Antiquarian. Who else to bring? Let's see. Emery looks like he'd do well in center front. Now, we also should probably bring a medic, so that'll be our newest vessel, Damour. And now we just need a front runner. You know, Adonel looks like he'd be a pretty okay frontrunner. Smite, Zealous Accusation, and Stunning Blow are pretty good. And while Holy Lance, he isn't likely to get too many opportunities to use it. If he gets displaced, he can use it to reposition himself. So, yep, he'll be our third person. And I think I'm actually going to take on the Find the 3 Grain Sacks mission. It'll unlock a town event, it'll get us 5 crests, but part of my reason for doing so is because we're trying to gather as much money as possible, which is why I'm bringing the Antiquarian, and so I kind of already want to explore as much of the map as I can in the hopes of finding artifacts. So the Antiquarian really is the person to bring for that. Right. A couple of shovels. Some medicinal herbs, antivenom and bandages. Let's bring. No, let's not bring any additional holy water. We get 1 for free from having a Crusader, and that's all we're bringing. Let's see. 8 torches. I'm gonna bring more food because food allows us to eat more at camp and heal more, and we can camp to restore the torch level when we run out of torches. Alright, let's embark. Well, I've learned that one the hard way. I only brought 1 skeleton key, didn't I? Well, 1 should be enough.
Even the fiercest beast will lay down when it is not eaten. Steal their food.
This is going to be a challenging... This is a somewhat challenging layout, considering the fact that the objectives could be in hallways. Well, this is a challenging game. Victory favors the bold, I suppose. I'm willing to bet that the answer is anti-venom or medicinal herbs, but, you know, let's throw a bandage at it just in case. Oh, never mind.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Well, we literally just found supplies. And that's exactly what we needed more of. Right? And... whoa.
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
At least he's not bleeding. been a okay, successful scouting. Okay, there is a curio in this hallway. I think any curio could be one of the grain bins. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by going over this way, and then I can duck into this hallway from the other side. Alright, we have hunger. Ah, a dinner cart. Well, time for some cannibalism. Okay. The bloodied fetish could be very useful, but we do not want to reduce someone's disease resistance while they're in here. And our first fight. This is going to be a somewhat challenging configuration. Okay. Target whistle reduces the victim's proc. You can use that on the slasher. And I'm actually going to go with Festering Vapors on the Madman. Dazzling Light on the Swine Chopper. And that stunned him. Perfect. And now, Stunning Blow on the Slasher, so that we don't have to deal with either of them this round. Also, I just realized the Swine Slasher has such low stun resistance. Base stun resistance must be 10%. Because even after receiving the increased stun resistance buff, he has only 60% stun resistance. We could keep him stunned forever. And we got our first plague. I'm actually going to go with Hound's Harry. I stand by that decision, even with that bad bit of luck. Let's see if I can kill the Slasher. Let's see if I can kill the Slasher with Nervous Stab. Let's see if I can breathe properly. Almost got him. Right. But he's going to get a hook word. Ow! That really did hurt. Oh. Put him back together. Ooh, critical healing. Critical healing for critical damage. And Zealous... Oh, he retreated. In that case... 75% stun resistance, so 1 in 4 chance of stunning him, I'll risk it. Well, it was a risk. At least Butcher's Cut missed, that's good. Alright. Oh yay, Doomsay. I swear that the Madman, when he does Doomsay, the worries. Okay, so we have we managed to get 2 people diseased in a single battle. That's gonna be expensive to repair. Madman's evasion is surprisingly high. Let's see if Hound's Harry hits this time. Okay.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what's supposed to happen when we do that. And now that the Swine Chopper no longer has the stun resistance buff, let's shut him down for a moment. And I'm actually just going to use Smite on the Wretch.
Decimated.
And of course the Madman has very high speed. Also, of course attacks keep missing. His dodge is 20. One of these days I'm going to remember that I have this nice screen worth of details about the enemy. Let's see how this works. Okay, that hit. Just stack a little more bleeding. And let's see if I can hit him with... Actually, Dazzling Light. He doesn't have any... I can't reach him with Dazzling Light, so Smite.
Their formation
Alright.
is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Their formation actually kind of isn't broken. We didn't really displace anyone. And yeah, with Stunning Blow having a 25% chance of succeeding even with the buff. Oh, so the... Oh no, it is just plus 100%. I was going to say, so the magnitude of the stun resistance buff isn't linear. But no, it is. Just see bleeding. 2 for 3, not bad. But he's not stunned, and he gets to act this round, so he could go next. I don't feel like risking that, so Judgment.
Destroy them
And we got a minor antique. And more gold. Stone used for ancient barbaric rituals. Well, let's see what holy water does. Nothing. A torch seems like the thing that's most likely to work, but we're kind of low on torches and we have a long way to go yet. Alright. And onward this way. I'm fairly certain we've encountered this one before, and so I'm fairly certain that the item we use for this would be a holy water that we don't have any of. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Right. And we have even more scouting. I've had a lot of success with scouting so far. And the pack contains loot, including a journal page, which we've already read before. Right, you're going to light up a fresh torch, and it's not worth dropping anything to get the journal page. Like I said, I'm not against collecting them, but especially when we're kind of poor right now, I don't want to give up other loot. Okay, got our first foodstuff crate, which we're going to have to drop something in order to be able to carry. I hadn't thought about that. I'll drop the jade. Jade isn't really a very useful gem. Alright. Sack's contents are gold. And now we just back up to the room we were just in. And for completeness sake, I need to check what this curio is. So, light up another torch, and let's have a hallway battle. What's their blight resistance? It's only 40%, so festering vapors is a decent chance of blighting him. Not to mention the fact that it reduces his blight resistance. Target whistle on this one. He had 0 natural prot, I believe. Actually, probably should have used judgment because I plan to do this.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
You know, judgment is actually a pretty good ability. I mean, its damage isn't amazing, but it can hit any position and allows the Vestal to be all the way in the back to use it. Alright. Didn't quite finish the job. Not zealous accusation.
Press disadvantage.
Kill one and damage the corpse. There's minus 48% blight resistance. Let's make that even more severe. And he's blighted for all of his remaining hit points.
On its own.
Okay. Yeah, citrine and jade aren't really worth worrying over. Especially since we're going to need to carry the, Wait a second.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Well, I need to move back to this other room anyway. I'm realizing I'm not sure I actually picked up the grain, because I'm used to those items actually taking up... Oh, nope. I guess I don't have to actually carry it back with me, so it doesn't take up inventory space. Okay, and we know what to do with this one. And we actually have the holy water. Ooh, onyx. That's good. Okay, light it up. Dazzling light on the drummer. Target whistle, also on the drummer. Festering vapors. And zealous accusation. So now we have to deal with munch and blight. Alright, well, we have anti-venom. They're not blighted for very much damage, though. Oh, Hound's Rush. That is the end of that. Now they're blighted for a bit more, since the Crusader probably is also going to take blight damage from this. Okay. Oh, there's invigorating vapors.
Abatement.
The buff isn't particularly useful. Divine Comfort.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
And fortunately, we have plenty of anti-venom. Alright, that's one of them down. Unfortunately, the other one's probably going to get it. Oh, apparently not. Well, smite. And miss. And now it gets another turn. And now it gets to stack blight damage. Oh, crap. Okay, still only 3 damage per round. I forget how little base damage that causes. Well. Anti-venom. But I'm actually going to use Target Whistle. I'm going to gamble that it can't cause too much damage on its last round, and use Divine Grace. And Nervous Stab. Well, it was nervous, I suppose that's why she missed. Well, Smite. There we go.
This expedition at least promises success.
Alright, just need some food. Oh, we are carrying a grain sack, I just didn't notice. Well, let's see. I'm gonna drop the Bloodied Fetish and the dog treats to make enough inventory space for these items. Alright. And scouting, that's good. Okay, so if we just peek into this room for a moment. Pile of scrolls. I'm betting that's a job for holy water, and we don't have any. But it's not a grain sack, which is my main concern. So, now we go down the hallway where every step contains a curio. Sack's contents are
Wealth
mine.
beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
You know, it's difficult, but I think I can afford to leave the 50 gold behind. It is nice to have the I can just how did oh right, because I had 12 and 12 and then another 4 food over here, and then I fed some from this stack to the Houndmaster. But apparently I had the opportunity to merge those stacks the entire time.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Right. And that's the last one. Alright. This prot's only 25%. I'm going to use Target Whistle on the chopper. 25% isn't actually that much. See if I can hit it with Fester of Vapor. I need to stop trying to do that. It never seems to work. Dazzling Light on the chopper. Though he resisted the stun. Zealous Accusation. Regular Accusation.
The horror.
Well, that's 3 people diseased. Are we gonna finish this mission with everybody diseased? The Vestal Yeah, the Vestal is going to become afflicted before the end of the, or be tested before the end of this fight. Oh yay, hopeless.
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope at all.
Zealous accusation. Bandage and Hound's Rush. Well, yeah, that'll inflict enough bleeding to finish him off. Now I just need to deal with the Slasher, who keeps retreating. I'm not going to kill him with Judgment, so I'm going to try to stun the Madman. And Festering Vapors cares nothing for its prot. He does care about his blight resistance, though.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
His bleed resistance is also 40%. Of course, you give somebody high prot and low HP, you really have to give them blight and bleed resistance. Also, congratulations to our antiquarian for being the first person to resist becoming diseased. Congratulations, you're gonna go far in this industry. Alright, they're all bleeding now. Divine Grace. Festering Vapors, which is almost guaranteed to blight this time. He does not have long to live. Let's finish him off. Okay, he is now very, very, very dead. And he's gone. And I just feel like adding even more damage over time.
A death by inches.
Okay. 275 gold and a witch's vial. And we're gonna need to drop something anyway. I'm gonna drop... Actually, I'm gonna eat as much of the food as I can, and then I'm gonna drop some of it. He's full. Now let's feed it to the Crusader. In fact, between everyone who's injured, I may actually be able to eat my way through this entire stack of 12 food. Okay, correction. I'm gonna have to drop one. Alright, let's see. Witch's Vial. I'm gonna gamble on not encountering an obstacle. And take that. And then we have the foodstuffs crate. Actually, what happens if I... You cannot discard. Okay. I should have rested before attempting to pick that up. I'll actually give up the Witch's Vial to take the foodstuffs. And while we have completed the quests, I'm gonna actually stay here for a little while. Let's see.
Huddled
Feast.
together. Furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
I'm gonna use Hound's Watch. And now... Yep. And now I'm also gonna use Therapy Dog. I'm also gonna use Zealous Speech. Try to reduce everyone's stress a little bit. Though the Vestal... Yeah, the Vestal's, the Vestal is apparently resistant to having her stress level reduced. Either way, we're out of time, so... Holy flame flickers. It is a
In
bad. It is a
radiance
black
may
hole.
we find victory.
Right. And I'm at least gonna loot this last little cul-de-sac before we go home. Because, well, we're poor. Ah, you guys appear to have wandered over from the ruins. Did you guys get... Like, there's even a skeleton here. Did you guys just get lost? Right, festering vapors. Actually, I'm going to use Smite and definitely kill the Bone Rattler.
Another abomination, cleansed from our lands.
And Blackjack on the Brawler. Let's see if we can stun him. We can! And Dazzling Light on Acolyte. Let's see if we can stun her. We can! And Smite. And that's the end of that. Though the Acolyte does get one attack off before we get to finish her off. Alright, Hound's Rush missed. It does quite often. Oh, Festering Vapors. Just add a little bit more blight damage. And now she's blighted for 4 damage per round. May as well just use some healing, because the critical healing reduced the Vestal's stress level.
Slowly,
And there we go.
gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay, we got Emerald, a Portrait, and some regular gold, and a minor antique. Yeah. I'm already glad that I decided to keep exploring. Alright. Nervous Stab on the Spitter. Pounce Rush on the Spitter. Zealous Accusation, because you can probably kill both of them. This is a problem. So everything managed to miss. Yeah, and we didn't even go out drinking like the last group. Well, they're missing a fair amount too. The torch level isn't even that low. Well, that was an interesting round. It's still going. Alright, Nervous Stab. Okay. There. That's what we're expecting from Nervous Stab. Now it's Harry. Alright, one of them's out. Okay, the Antiquarian has some problems. Alright, Zealous Accusation. I'm gonna say, if it hits, it should kill. Alright, Divine Grace. And Smite. Ooh, a Solar
These
Bracer.
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I'll just finish off the food. We're not going to be here much longer, so it's unlikely that we'll encounter hunger in that short of a time. Though I suppose it is possible. Ow.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Oh, I can at least cure the bleeding. Let's find some things to kill. Dude, the Vestal is just having none of this. Okay. We surprised them. Alright, Festering Vapors on the Slasher. Even if it didn't blight him the first time, it would have reduced his blight resistance. Target Whistle. Oh, it's Target Whistle on the Chopper. And Stunning Blow. And stunningly, I managed to miss that. Alright, let's see if Dazzling Light works. It at least hit, but he resisted the stun. And I guess they're trying to go Blight for Blight. The Swine Slasher is interesting because he starts towards the front, but he moves himself back every turn. Like, usually an enemy will start in its preferred position and have abilities to get back into position if it's forced out of position. But the Slasher is just kind of weird. Like, he is gradually changing position throughout the fight. Okay, the Slasher is also not a threat anymore. I'm going to bandage that up. Now let's see if we can finish the chopper off. Almost. But since that only does 1 damage per round for 3 rounds, we are actually going to need to hit him again if we want him to die. Well, I mean, he'll bleed out eventually, I just don't feel like waiting that long. Alright, Divine Comfort. Only 1 point, but I'll accept it. Ah, Doomsay. And Zealous Accusation. I guess words can hurt. Okay, now the Crusader has 2 diseases. Well, at least the wretch is finally gone. Probably should have healed the other guy. See if we can hit him with Festering Vapors. Alright, connected this time. He's essentially blighted for 6. Oh, I'm gonna have to wear through the corpses before I can reach the crazy guy. This guy is holding up rather well. This is a very durable crazy person. Like, they built this crazy person to last. Oh, Divine Comfort, and the Vestal just kind of repositioned herself. She, like, it was Affliction that caused her to move out of position, and Affliction that caused her to move back into position.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Okay, let's just eat the rest of the food. So we can take the rare antique. Okay, it looks like there is an interaction for this one, but it's not the skeleton key. Well, I have extra medicinal herbs. Let's try a torch. Okay. There's really no way anti-venom would do it.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
To drop. We're very close to the end. I'll drop the other medicinal herbs. Alright, and in the crate.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Again, not really sure what to drop. It's a risk, but I'll drop the anti-venom. We are nearly out of this dungeon. And of course their stress levels go up because I just dropped the anti-venom. Alright, I'm gonna check this one last room, since it's the one room we haven't been to yet. Let's try a torch. Nope, the item had no effect. I seriously doubt a skeleton key would do it. And that one would be bandages, which we don't have any of. Okay. Alright, on to our last room, and the torch level is getting a little low. Ooh.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Okay, we get quite a lot of loot if we survive, but surviving is actually not going to be easy. We do have a Vestal to artificially increase the light level. Okay. I'm actually going to use Blackjack on the Brawler. And Festering Vapors on the Brawler. And his resolve is tested. And hopeless. That's 2 hopeless people we got here.
Madness. Sublimity of the intelligence. Or so it has been said.
And we got Rend for the Old Gods, which causes bleeding damage, which is a problem when I'm out of bandages. Divine Grace. He's gonna have to focus on healing and try to out-heal the bleeding. Let's see, Stunning Blow. Playing this defensively, maybe I should be playing it more aggressively. I think we can beat these guys, though. It's going to be a little close, but I think we can make it. Please don't cause more bleeding. Ah, great. He's bleeding 4 damage for 3 rounds. That's a lot. Hound's Rush on the more damaged Brawler. It still didn't kill. Well, actually, the damage over time that he's already taking will finish him off. Alright, that's essentially 1 Brawler down. Festering Vapors on the other Brawler. Just get started on wearing him out. And Smite on the one in the back. Okay, that's essentially both of the Brawlers taken care of. Now we just have the 2 swine.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Whoa! Hound's Rush on the more fragile of the 2 back enemies. And it missed, so it kind of doesn't matter. Resisted the Blight, but his Blight resistance is reduced. Just keep up the Divine Grace. It can just barely out-heal the bleeding damage. Fortunately, we've gotten rid of the enemies that can cause bleeding, so now it's just a matter of surviving the damage they've already did. Smite on the drummer. Smite on the little drummer pig. Alright, the majority of the bleeding is worn off. I don't like this. And Hound's Harry. That's all you got. And Festering Vapors on the swine whose light resistance you reduced last turn. Oh, Divine Comfort then. I may not be able to heal the Crusader, but I can heal everyone else. Smite. Alright. All that leaves is the Wretch, and he won't last much longer. Okay. That's the end for him.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Alright. And that is a dead swine wretch.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Okay, so shift control click to snuff the torch.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
Because we are effectively done with this mission. Okay, so what's left is the Blight Charm and the Citrine. I'm honestly willing to leave both of those behind for all the stuff we have got. So, that's the end of that quest. Let's head back.
These foodstuffs yield double benefit. The town may eat, and the swine will not.
Oh, good. Just got a cool 13,500 gold, in addition to 4,500 reward. And the Camper's Helmet. Not bad. Also a decent haul of heirlooms. Not amazing, but we got a pretty good number of the rarer kinds of heirlooms. course, the stress impact on this was a bit high. This really took a toll on our team, especially since 3 of the 4 are diseased too.
A modest offering from those few surrounding farms as yet untouched by the spreading calamity.
Supply and provision costs minus 100%. So that means on the next quest when we provision, it's just free. That's quite nice. Well, let's get some people into some stress treatment. Let's start by treating, actually, Traley and Bowen, because the thing about those two is they are, the people who are diseased, I'm probably going to have to treat their disease before I can send them on a mission anyway. In fact, I'm going to send the... What disease does he have? The Red Plague, minus 75% bleed resistance. I'm going to have the people... I'm going to treat some diseases before I de-stress any of these people. So, Damor has the Worries, plus 30% stress. Actually, let's see, Adonel has the Black Plague, reduced blight and disease resistance. I'm going to treat Adonel first, because there's a chance that he'll actually successfully treat both diseases in 1 week. Alright. And then Damor can get some stress treatment. So, we haven't even treated all of the damage that we took, and we already have spent almost 5,000 gold. Yeah, it was a net profit, but with the number of diseases and the amount of stress that we took, that was kind of an expensive mission. Though we did get a bumper crop, which is going to be helpful. Anyway, in the interest of preventing recording issues, I am going to get us a fresh recording file before I spend the rest of our haul. So, I will be back in a moment.
We dug for months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
Well, let's be honest, you had ample opportunity to realize that this was a bad idea. Okay. Checking the stagecoach, I could get another occultist. The question is who to get rid of to bring him in. I think I'll pass on the new occultist. However, I'm also, I think, going to pass on upgrading any structures for now until I have a few more heirlooms. Let's look into upgrading some of our heroes, though. Let's see, Marley. Let's see, I could upgrade Cry Havoc. Actually, first I'm going to upgrade Blackjack. And, you know, upgrading Target Whistle is worth it because, as we start encountering enemies with higher prot, reducing it further is good. And Cry Havoc is always good. Let's see. How about Vavasaur? You know, I think I will upgrade Damon's Pope, increase its accuracy and its success chance. And let's see, do I want to upgrade any of Fribois' abilities? Let's see, Come Hither is pretty good. I think I'll upgrade that. And for Fizdalan, let's see, if I were to upgrade Noxious Blast, it would... Yes, it would increase the amount that it blights the enemy for. Let's see, I also want to upgrade Battlefield Medicine. You know, no, I really don't. An extra single point of healing that I'm not even guaranteed to get isn't really worth it. Instead, I'll upgrade Noxious Blast again. And let's pop over to the blacksmith. Okay, I could upgrade Mercier's weapon. I'm actually not going to yet. Fribois' weapon, on the other hand, I do actually want to upgrade because he is primarily a damage dealer. Scholar's skull, is that like a skull belonging to a scholar, or did you find a scholar, kill him, and harvest his skull? You know what, never mind, Vavasur, I do not want it. But I think I'll actually upgrade Marale's weapon. And let's pop over to the Survivalist. What other camping skills could you learn? Encourage, Pep Talk, and Release the Hound. Let's see, if I remember correctly, Vavasur's camp skills are not very good. Yeah, Abandon Hope! Dark Ritual. I mean, healing a fair amount and removing mortality debuffs is good, but the Vestal has the ability to do that without reducing the Torchlight by 100 and causing stress. He can learn Pep Talk and Encourage, so I suppose there's an argument to be made for learning one of those so that he has at least some camp skills that really aren't terrible. Let's see about Fribois. I like the abilities he's already got. Not sort of. Mercier is the one to look at. Let's see. Maintain equipment. That could be very useful, especially right before a boss fight. Though weapons, well, he could theoretically do both in a single night. Weapons practice increases everyone's damage and has a chance to increase their critical. Let me see. Instruction could be good, but it's kind of situational. And then as for Fizdalan, he already has 5 camping skills. I think I'm actually going to have Mercier learn Maintain Equipment. And as you can probably guess from all the time I've spent working on my mid-level heroes, we're going to be taking on a veteran difficulty mission. So, ward off the Eldritch Tide, which is activating 3 protective wards. I could get a Tome of Holy Healing. Not bad, but I do already have one. And then I could also get some portraits and some gold. Alternatively, I can do a short skirmish mission. Give me the critical dice and 2 portraits and slightly less gold. Of course, this would also give me the Gentle Tide technique. I think I'm going to go for it. So, Mercier, Fribois, Marale, which means I should remove Blackjack and replace it with either Hound's Harry or Lick Wounds. I'll go with Hound's Harry. And Fizdalan. Alright. Provision. Yep, we have the pineal glands. And yep, all the supplies are free. Well, I suppose if the supplies are free, there's really no reason not to just bring essentially all of them. Bring all the supplies we can carry. I would assume if we receive... Wait, Wait, did that really just happen? Okay, no. It made the sound, but I did not just sell back an item that I got for free. But I suppose if the supplies are all free, we may as well bring as much as we can carry. I doubt we'll be able to sell unused supplies back, since they were free. But we may as well bring as much as we can carry of everything. And I do want to leave one empty inventory space so that I can pick up some items before we've actually used things up without having to drop something. And embark. Yeah, the fish folk have increased resistance to bleeding. Fortunately, our plague doctor friend is very good at inflicting blight.
The flopping fish-like things abhor the warding sigils.
Okay.
Let us claim this place anew.
Our previous one was challenging, this one is challenging in an entirely different way. I'm gonna bet that at least one of the sigils is down this hallway, so we're gonna be doing some backtracking. What do we got here? Ooh, perfect. First protective ward already. Well, I was right about there being, brackish tide pool. That accomplished nothing. And this is the Shambler's Altar. Apparently I was right about being able to challenge a mini-boss, or an optional boss, by placing a torch here. I'm probably going to challenge the Shambler, actually, but I want to wait. I'm going to remember that it's here. I'm going to have to come back through this hallway at some point anyway, but I want an idea of how the rest of the quest is going before I do it. Especially since it might turn out to be a terrible mistake. Then again, terrible mistakes are kind of my specialty. Also, the biggest argument against taking on an optional boss is, we don't have a Vestal. He's in the wrong position to wait. No, he's not. Why can't he? Oh, they're in stealth. Oh, Noxious Blast. You don't have Mark for Death equipped. Oh, I'll just use Collect Bounty then. Won't do any extra damage, but if it had hit, it would have done pretty good damage. And Target Whistle. And Rampart. They will move back on their own before we get a turn. Right. Or not. Well, now that he's in the back, I can hit a Plague Grenade. Now he's blighted even more. Well, I feel like having you be in the front again. Well, he's now even more marked. Let's see what Hound's Rush does to him. Ooh, 12 damage. Not bad for not being a critical. And now he'll be in range for Collect Bounty next turn.
Death waits for the slightest lapse.
That did a lot of damage. Crush. And let's see. I'll use Noxious Blast. Yeah, he's all well, he's not completely dead. He's nearly almost dead. All right, and another 12 from that. And since he's blighted for 13 damage per round, I'm actually going to use Hound's Harry. Because that removes this guy. He will die from his damage over time next turn.
Has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
And of course he's going to use Ceremonial Cut again. Well, for lack of a better idea, I'm using Cry Havoc. And Battlefield Medicine with Man-at-Arms. Doesn't restore a huge amount of hit points. And the Oracle isn't marked, but he doesn't need.
Falls. A faint hope blossoms.
Whoa! I was not expecting to receive a jute tapestry as just random loot. And we have extra food. Well, let's eat it. And I'm actually not opening this chest yet, because we probably wouldn't be able to carry everything. But we're going to have to come back past this chest anyway. I'll collect it on the way out, when we will likely have more inventory space. And
Another
shovel.
mariner, another misfortune.
How much water traffic must there be around here for there to be that many crashed ships? Okay, we've discovered a trap. We've also discovered a chest. Well, I've tried a lot of things, but I haven't tried a shovel. Oh, alright. And I'll drop the 375 gold for the 6 crests. And that takes care of the trap. Yeah, the downside to supplies being free, we may have over-prepared a little bit for this. Alright. Okay, busts. What to drop? Not a whole lot I can drop. I don't want to drop the dog treats because I'm actually planning on taking on the Shambler, and so I want the damage boost from those. I'm not dropping 12 food. I'm not... I suppose I could risk dropping the shovels, but I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to pass on those for now. Honestly, in hindsight, I should have waited to open that crate until we were coming back. Alright. Ah, eldritch pull. Well, it failed. Right. Light the torch. And I'm gonna use Noxious Blast on the Gladiator, just because I want the Gladiator gone as quickly as possible. Well, Shocker missed, that's good. And Hound's Rush on the Enchantress.
Destroyed.
And Rampart on the Gladiator. Of course, we still end up getting hit by Salty Gouge. 3 damage for 2 more rounds. Yeah, that merits one of our 6 sets of bandages. Let's just make sure that the Gladiator will not get another turn. Right, now it's just a matter of dealing with the Stinger. Let's see, yeah, Target Whistle reduces prot, not evasion. So I'm just going to have to keep trying until I hit it. And there we go. That is how we do that. You know, after a couple of missions with low...
the weapon that cuts on its own.
After a couple of missions with low resolve heroes, it's nice to actually have a team of professionals. And yep, we have a room battle. This is going to be a fairly challenging group to deal with. Well, Target Whistle on this Gladiator. I believe he has 0 natural protection, but marking him is still helpful. And I can just stack Plague Grenade on whoever's in the back. And Rampart on the Wide Mouth. Because now the Wide Mouth is out of the equation. It just comes down to Collect Bounty, which deals extra damage to human and extra damage to marked, and our Gladiator friend is both.
Decimated.
Bye. And he only can use Stumbling Scratch because he's out of range. This is why it's so nice to force enemies out of position. And Stressful Incantation even failed. Everything's coming up, Viking. That could be a problem. However, I can actually manage that. That's much worse of an issue. Alright, well, I'm just gonna stick with... Actually, no, I'm gonna have him use Battlefield next. Since we kind of lack conventional healing options. Ow!
Clarified in a single strike.
2 damage per round for 5 rounds. That definitely merits bandages. And he may not be marked, but he is human.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
And Hound's Rush on the wide mouth because it does more hit points. And I guess he's gonna have to move forward because he's out of range to use Rampart. He got displaced far. Okay, that's the end for the cultists.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
And let's make this the end for the wide mouth.
Her death by inches.
Okay. Right. Yeah, guys, we're just kind of having an impromptu lunch because I kind of over-prepared for this one. I'm not giving up the deeds. We've left behind too much potentially valuable stuff. So, I didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to drop 1 food to take the deeds. And switch back to the default party order. It's going to turn out that the ward right at the entrance is the only ward in this area, isn't it? Now we have hunger. Why couldn't you guys have gotten hungry earlier? Okay. Let's try a torch. You know, I have a lot of everything. Let's just try some stuff. Ooh, it removed a negative quirk. That's exceedingly helpful. I'll come back for the pack later. And, okay, so I was right.
The path is clear.
Well,
We require only the strength to follow it.
well, considering the fact that at one point I said there would be one down here, and at another point I said there would not be one, I suppose I was right either way. But what I mean is at the beginning I was right that there would actually be a sigil down there. Which means we now have an empty inventory space to take the loot. Okay. Hewell, dear friend, exemplary warrior, survivor of the King's Wars and many stories in these halls, met an ignoble end. We were weary, Hewell and I, as we searched for sanctuary. Weariness, it appears, has a murderous streak. It blinded him to the mechanism that tripped the spikes which eviscerated. I held him as his essence slipped away, another giant fallen in our mad pursuit. I am alone, weary but unbound. I press on. Alright, well, I'm willing to drop the 1 torch for this. Right, and yep, now just a bit of backtracking. A trap just appeared. Did we get lucky last time, I guess, that we didn't set it off? Well, let's disarm it. This is one of the reasons to keep a Houndmaster around. Right, we're almost back to where we started. Oh right, there's also a room with a chest back there, too. Okay. Hunger again. Okay. And because we already have 2 of the 3 sigils, and I'm planning on taking on that optional boss, in preparation, I'm actually going to make camp. So let's check out the camping skills. Okay, so you only have 4 and they're all equipped. You only have 4 and they're all equipped. You only have 4 and they're all equipped. And you have 5. The one that's not equipped is Encourage, in favor of Self-Medicate, Leeches, Experimental Vapors, and Pep Talk. Alright. Let's camp. We can't
A
feast.
spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Okay. I'm actually going to use all 3 of the Man-at-Arms'. Yeah, that's going to be the only thing we do, is weapons practice, maintain equipment, and tactics. Just to buff us as high as we can go, and I'm just going to hope we don't get ambushed. Honestly, even if we do get ambushed, we have a pretty good set of abilities.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of
Okay.
men.
This could be a bit of an issue. I think we can make it through this, though. Set another little midnight surprise. Right. And I can't light a torch, apparently. Well, target whistle on the Uea Crusher. Bandage and Plague Grenade. Actually, probably... Well, I could have used Battlefield Medicine, but I wouldn't have been able to use Plague Grenade. And Collect Bounty. And Rampart. I don't care about the move, but I want the stun. Alright. We've got this mostly under control. The Salty Gouge does quite a bit of damage. And Hound's Rush on the Uea Crusher again. Oh, it's not a threat anymore. Just Noxious Blast on the Maggot. And let's see if... Alright, you missed the Stinger. Let's use Rampart on the Maggot because it hasn't acted yet. And it's gone.
Slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Stinger is all that's left, so let's use Battlefield Medicine.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
And... I've come to collect.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I'm actually going to give up on the gems because I'm likely to get more valuable stuff in the long run anyway. Okay, somewhat against my better judgment, I'm taking on the Shambler. Alright.
A star spawned.
Whoa, I didn't realize we would be automatically surprised. Collect bounty. Noxious Blast. Its blight resistance isn't very high, and that also reduces its accuracy. Target Whistle. Just gotta focus on this. This background is disorienting me very much. 120% stun resistance, 130% stun base chance, and it allows it to move forward. It wasn't terribly likely that it would work if there was the chance. Odorous Advancement. Okay, it summons minions and inflicts bleed. Okay. Clapper Claw. I'm gonna use a bandage, because now I can hit him with Plague Grenade. I'm just gonna keep stacking blight damage on him over and over again. And come hither. Okay, you move back one, so we're at least mostly back into position. Use Crush. I'm guessing that, like with most things that can summon minions, if I kill its minions, if I kill it, its minions die. Unfortunately, we are taking a lot of damage. Fortunately, it targeted the most durable member of the party. I'm going to use Defender on the Plague Doctor. The main reason I'm using Defender is because it increases the Man-at-Arms' prot. I'm going to use Noxious Blast on the Grotesque Shambler again. 17 damage per turn. And Collect Bounty. 25. Right, we're out of bandages, but we have Hound's Rush. Won't cure the bleeding, but it will inflict bleeding. Okay! Okay, we got this.
Injury. Palpable fear.
Frambois' resolve is tested. He's selfish. Okay, Frambois, this thing literally needs to take one action and it will die. So we just need to live long enough for that to happen and we win. Ah, shit. Ah, shit.
Blurred vision. The end approaches.
Okay, Plague Doctor, please get a turn. He got a turn, but he's in the wrong position. Which means the same thing that it meant last time. This happened before. Since we ran out of bandages, for every step that we take in the dungeon, he makes a death blow resistance check. His death blow resistance is 67%. That's one death blow resistance check. Well, it's probably not going to matter. Okay, he is still at death's door and still alive. Hound's Harry.
It could be dismissed as a fever dream, if not for the corpses.
Apparently I was wrong. We don't actually get rid of the creatures just because we got rid of their boss. And they have high prot, too. Alright, Defender on the Man-at-Arms.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Okay, you move back one. Collect bounty again. You move forward two. You use Hound's Rush. Okay, we're rid of one of them. Now we just have to take out the other one.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Great. The Plague Doctor's at death's door. The good news is the Plague Doctor at least has the ability to heal himself. And his resolve is tested. Oh no, Marali's resolve is tested. Fizdalon will be in a moment.
Gasping. Taken over the edge into madness.
Powerful. And use Battlefield Medicine because you're at death's door and not defendered. And you? Alright. Rampart. What's their stun resistance? Only 70%. Decent chance of stunning. Yes, it's stunned. Okay, he just damaged himself. Fortunately, he resisted the death blow. And the stun is worn off. Alright, Battlefield Medicine, get him off of death's door. Let's see, its total stun resistance is 120. Rampart only has 130% chance of inflicting stun, so it's better to use Crush. Unfortunately, Defender is worn off. Paulson couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, died his first week on the force. Never done so much. And now his resolve is tested too. And he's vigorous. I am your wall, fear nothing.
And resilience.
Quickly describe the incident that I may apprehend the culprit. Well, an eldritch abomination just came out of nowhere and told me to leave my money on the ground or he'd stab me with his obsidian knife. Alright, Hound's Rush. And of course he would resist bleeding.
Ow. And now true test. Hold fast, or expire.
Crush.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Ancestor's Bottle, Jade, Gold, and a Dodge Stone. And we can afford to drop the other two. Okay, I'm actually gonna attempt to finish the quest. Maybe a terrible idea, but I'm gonna try it. I have Defender, I have Battlefield Medicine, and I have two people who have been tested and come out virtuous. I think...
Behold the infinite malignity of the stars.
Never mind! I did not realize that that was possible. Okay, and we can't retreat from combat. Right. Rampart. Yeah, the odds of it stunning were low. Target whistle.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
I did not realize that it was possible to encounter this thing multiple times in a single quest.
More
And there's
dust,
the end of the Plague Doctor.
More ashes. More disappointment.
Moment my soul's guilt is lifted. Okay, so we can't retreat from combat apparently. Okay. Defender on the Houndmaster. Or not. Rampart on the Shambler Spawn. Alright, that threw him back. But since he's been thrown back...
Beyond one's limits.
Alright. I'm out of bandages still. Since he's been thrown back, I can hit him with Collect Bounty. Ho-ho-ho! I've come to collect.
Another life wasted in the pursuit of glory and gold. Unnerved, unbalanced.
Defender.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Collect Bounty. And of course this won't work. This won't... yeah. And for Guaz at Death's Door and taking damage over time from multiple sources, he's probably screwed. Which means that Mercier isn't going to have the firepower to take this thing out. Not to mention the fact that he also is now at... he's not at Death's Door. Anti-venom. And Rampart again for the same reason. Okay, it's not marked anymore.
This is no place for the weak or foolhardy. A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Well, without some really unbelievable luck, it's all over.
How quickly the tide turns.
I mean, in theory, he could remain at Death's Door indefinitely, depending on how high his death blow resistance is. But it's extremely unlikely that he will last long enough to actually win this fight.
Such a terrible assault cannot be.
Of course, since the game is dedicated to proving me wrong every... Nope. Nope. Here we go.
Wounds to be tended. Lessons to be learned.
Indeed. Don't really feel like
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Alright, and I can't really afford to treat the diseases because we're out of money. Because we didn't succeed at that quest. Yeah, that's the way Darkest Dungeon is. I didn't realize that using a torch on the altar of the Shambler would cause the Shambler to continue appearing throughout the rest of the quest. I assumed that it was a one-time thing. You fight it once, and then that's it for that quest. I assumed completely wrong. Well, Darkest Dungeon is nothing if not full of surprises, and that is not going to deter me. However, this has been going on for quite a while, so this is going to be the end for this part. So tune in next time when we see how I get myself out of this mess I've gotten myself into. As usual, thank you for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.